Hey everyone, it's Nicholas Wilton at Art to Life. And today I'm just going to touch upon a few pointers on how to work more efficiently and quickly. But before I do that, I just want to mention at the end of this little 5-minute talk, we're going to be giving away that really, really cool Cosmic Carnival photography book by Arthur Drucker. So make sure you stay to the end and we'll be announcing the lucky winner of that. So this whole thing about working efficiency, which is a subject I love, came up for me when I got this really cool comment, or actually a really great question from Lisa Folger. She was saying, she goes, since my pieces are one of a kind and I'm using different techniques, I generally have to do something several times in order for it to come out the way I want. I mean, this is so like what I've done. Very time consuming, and I'd like to shorten the time it takes to make a finished piece. So this used to happen to me a lot, and I help a lot of people with this. This is really common. So here's the thing. If you're trying to make a finished thing, if you've got an outcome that you want to have occur, it's sometimes hard to, so we have that agenda, we want that to happen, but naturally, we all want to do different things. It's so fun to try different things. But that's called experimentation. And it's kind of cool to think about experimentation as something that you do. And yes, you want to do that a lot, like build that into your practice, but not necessarily always in trying to get to an end result. I hope that makes sense. So for example, if you're experimenting, fulfilling that need by trying all these different things all the time, I'm going to do this kind of thing and I'm going to use these different materials, and I have to get a result that I'm going to love, it puts a lot of pressure on it because there's so many variables. So yes, experiment, go crazy with that, but also try to get rid of some of those variables, right? Like, so instead of maybe doing like the different materials and, stay with the same kind of materials, maybe make the size the same. So you're starting to what I call stack the benefits. You're learning from the first try, and then second try, there's some learning that you're using on the third try, and that makes the work stronger. And because you've got experience in this little small window of the similar kind of work, it gets quicker and easier to make. And your results actually get stronger. And it allows you to keep the momentum. So that's kind of a really cool thing. Like don't have wild, the variables don't have to be crazy each time you do something. I know that we want to be totally free in what we do. And I mean, that's awesome. Sometimes we think of doing the same thing or staying in the same kind of direction with our work for a little while, almost like a jail sentence. It's not that at all. It's not that you're stuck there or that's you and this is the kind of work and you're that kind of work. You're just going to hang out for a while, do 5 or 6 pieces in the same way. It's powerful. And, we talk about the look of my work. It allows you to better to understand what you're making when you see things that are not all so different, like use the same size, use the same kind of materials, maybe even just, maybe the composition slightly shifts, but the same kind of ideas are happening. It allows you to look at the iteration that you've done and make really good decisions about how to improve it. So that can get rid of that sort of roller coaster ride of, because it's really exhausting trying to do everything different and make something great at the same time. Like that's so hard. It's really, really tiring. And it just doesn't have to be like that. Momentum in your work is created really by kind of narrowing instead of broadening the lens of what you're doing. Try going more narrow, giving yourself some limitations, but going deeper. Instead of doing a million things and doing like little shallow dives and things, going narrower but deeper allows you to produce a kind of work that's got some gravitas, right? It's got some weight to it, and it's powerful. It's more powerful, and you'll like it more, and you learn quicker, right? And it's easier to do. So there's a lot of benefits to this. If you can be making this work and it's not so hard and you're not, beating yourself up because it's not working out and starting over again, you start to have some spaciousness in the work. You start to feel like there's some opportunity for you to feel more grounded, more present. And if you can feel that way, you're not trying to perform, then you can start tuning into something that's really, really helpful. And that's your intuition. When we're present and we're not worrying about outcomes and we're not keeping track of how many times we failed and we're just in that flow state, then our intuition comes up. And this is super, super helpful. That body of wisdom, your soul, your intuition, to help you make the decisions, to make your work more like you. It's really, really good to leverage that. So you get that too as part of it. Anyway, those are just some thoughts on this. This is what's helped me a lot. I hope this is good for you or some of this resonates. I'd love to hear in the comments, how you use experimentation in your work, right? Because experimentation is super important, right? But your whole life doesn't want to be experimentation. Otherwise, you don't get a result. You don't have anything to show for it. And we all like results. I mean, I do. You want to make something that you like, but you can, at the end of the day, you've got something in your studio that wasn't there before, that you actually like. It's an awesome feeling. Anyway, so leave a comment on that. And now we're going to give away that really cool book, Cosmic Carnival. And I asked Arthur, and today I texted him, and he was out doing errands. And he said, you know what? I'm going to choose I said, you got to choose the person. Choose the person, the best comment, or the one that resonates with him. And he goes, I'm really nearby the studio. So he came over, and he's here, and he's going to tell you who won. So Arthur, come back in here and let us know. Okay.
So by the way, here's Cosmic Carnival. We're going to give this to
the lucky winner.
The lucky winner.
The lucky commenter.
And before I do that, I want to thank everybody who watched our talk the other day, and who went to my website or my Instagram. And I really appreciate your comments and your likes.
Yeah,
and
some people bought some books. We have a link below if you want to get a copy. So Arthur does these limited run. This is how he iterates, right? So he's not a guy this totally relates to what I'm talking about, actually. He's not a guy you're not the guy who shoots carnivals. He's a guy who's got an eye and an interest, and he goes and he finds subject matter and then he does a deep dive into it. And this is one of the deep dives. But you've done some cool things on, what was the conventions, unconventional conventions.
Yes.
Crazy it's an amazing book, Crazy Conventions.
It's called Conventional Wisdom.
Yeah. But tell them what that is a little bit.
Well, that was my multi-year deep dive into the world of unusual, wacky conventions. So I went to fetishists, mermaids, clowns.
And people dressing, everyone goes
Furries.
To this convention as Abe Lincoln. Like everyone there is Abe Lincoln. That's like a thing people do.
Yes. Yeah. So I made photographs and interviewed people. So that was my immersion into that world.
Yeah. Anyway, so this totally relates. Right. But yeah, so who did you find and who did you pick and why did their comment resonate?
So if you recall, you had asked the question of students, of viewers, what are you working on that takes something kind of ordinary, something usual, and trying to do something with it?
Yeah.
So I read the comments on the Facebook page, on Instagram, and Dawn Brosnan.
Oh, cool.
Her response, I thought, was an interesting and a wonderful answer to your question. And she writes, I love to talk about an idea, then blooming into something even bigger. He said he started just thinking of taking a picture this way, and then it brings up so many other possibilities. I'm working with ordinary geometric shapes in my paintings. I began my career as a mathematician.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
So these shapes, even though we see them every day, I'm trying to explore the possibilities in my paintings, how to portray them. Thank you for a great interview,
Yeah,
Dawn.
That's cool, yeah.
So I really liked Dawn's comment, not just because of the compliment, but also I was terrible at math in school. So the fact that a mathematician saw some value in what I had to say.
That's hilarious. Well, they are mathematical. In a way, there's a geometry to your work, which is kind of interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have,
cool.
well, even the cover there and, some of the other shapes. Yeah.
Awesome. So,
So
what was her name again?
Dawn Brosnan.
So Dawn, email us at info@arttolife.com. Is that right, Ferris? Yep. Yeah, info@arttolife.com. And we need your mail address, and we'll send this to you, and we'll get this to you. Arthur, thanks for coming by. This is super cool to do it live. It's great. It's like it's such a not big award, but it's like the Grammys or something. If we had her here, she could do her acceptance speech. Right.
I know.
Okay. Thanks a lot, you guys. Leave your comments below, and we put a link in. I keep getting a lot of emails about people who want to pick up this book. You can do it. We'll put a link in there where you can get it. Thanks a lot. Have an awesome Sunday. Okay. Hey everyone, if you found this helpful, I have a whole lot more to teach, share, and inspire you with every single week. So please join the Art to Life YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Okay, great. Let's do this.